my name is Phoebe Liebling. I've been a registered nutritional therapist for over a decade, and today I'm going to let you in on all of my secrets as to how we can eat and drink for glowing skin. When it comes to radiant, clear skin, yes, your skincare routine matters, but what you put into your body is actually going to be more important, as your skin is the external reflection of what's going on inside. It will often be the first thing to show signs of nutritional insufficiencies, gut or hormone imbalances, and any issues with our stress levels. There are 3 key areas we want to think about supporting: our skin structure, the level of hydration within our skin, and then the clarity and texture of the skin surface. And luckily, a good few of them cross over. I'm also going to touch on things you could be having or doing that are working against you, and some easy swaps to limit those. First up, your skin structure. You've got to build a strong collagen and elastin framework for your skin to be plump and luscious. It's actually the natural lessening of our ability to produce those proteins as we get older that leads to our skin aging. Your best food sources of these are going to be proper bone broths, which are rich in both collagen and gelatin, bone marrow, chicken skin, fish skin and bones, and then gelatin itself. Now, if they all sound a bit gruesome to you, please don't be put off. You can use bone broth in mashed potato instead of butter or olive oil, or roast marrow bones, scoop out the centre, then whip that to a beautifully unctuous butter to spread on toast or melt onto cooked vegetables. Tin sardines or salmon come with soft bones and skin that you won't notice, and they make fabulous fillings for jacket potatoes or sandwiches that are super quick and easy. And if that is all still a bit out there for you, then you can grab an organic gelatin powder, a naturally low sugar fruit juice, and make your own jellies, and just include those as snacks. You then also want to combine those with foods that naturally boost collagen production. The key ones being protein foods like meat, dairy and eggs that contain the amino acids proline and glycine. Or for plant-based eaters, you can supplement proline and glycine from non-animal sources. The minerals copper and zinc, which we get from nuts, seeds and shellfish mainly. Your omega-3 sources, the best ones being your small oily fish, and I use the SMASHED acronym to remember them: salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, herring and trout. And finally, vitamin C rich foods like fresh herbs, peppers, fresh tomatoes, leafy greens and citrus fruits. So how would you put that into practice? If you're having roast chicken, pair this with a simple pesto, roasted tomatoes and a bone broth gravy or those bone broth mashed potatoes. Yum! Keep the skin on if having fish like grilled salmon. Make it nice and crispy, then add tender stem broccoli, pumpkin seeds, feta and lemon juice with some lovely whole grains alongside. Or choose a gorgeous bone broth ramen with prawns, a boiled egg, cabbage, chopped cashews and noodles. They'd all be fabulous skin structure supporting meal examples. Pure, unsweetened, unflavoured collagen supplements can absolutely contribute, but whole food dietary sources are always going to give you more complete support. Also, I'm going to say this now, vegan collagen doesn't exist, so you want proline, glycine and then a skin, hair and nails complex if you're a plant-based eater looking to add in supplemental support. Next up, hydration of the skin. And yes, water is important, but it's about getting that hydration into the skin itself, which means you need to be thinking about functional hydration, aka your electrolyte status. Electrolytes are minerals with an electrical charge, which means they can then control how fluid moves within the body. Dull, dry, easily irritated skin is often due to a lack of functional hydration, which then compromises the skin barrier. As electrolytes are used universally around the body to control other vital mechanisms like our blood pressure and bowel function, using a pure, unflavoured electrolyte complex in your water can be a valuable addition. Avoid those which have 1,000 milligrams of sodium per serving, and though that is way too high, except in very specific instances. My preference is for the ocean liquid. You also want to make sure you're actually having enough water, which you can work out by taking your body weight in kilograms and multiplying that by 0.033. That gives you your baseline daily requirement in litres, and then you just adjust that if you're sweating a lot, doing a lot of exercise, or had another higher water need, such as if you were breastfeeding. Fresh herbal teas, like rosemary or mint steeped in hot water, are great for water intake generally, but also add in powerful antioxidants to protect the skin. Proper coconut water can be useful for adding natural electrolytes, but it's also naturally rich in sugar, so I wouldn't rely on that solely or have too much. And then matcha is a really firm favourite of mine, as it adds in a whole host of boosting support whilst also solving a potential complexion compromiser. I'm going to come back to that in a second. Before that though, let's touch on skin clarity and texture. Issues with breakouts and acne are often due to the skin being your backup waste removal organ when the gut isn't working as well as it should do to do this for you. In addition to making sure you're functionally hydrated, look at the kinds of fibre you're having. Are you getting a mix of whole grains, nuts, seeds, root vegetables, non-starchy vegetables and fruits each week? Yes, all the harsh brushy stuff like kale is good, but you also need a lot of sticky soluble fibre to absorb water into the bowel and keep things moving. So think of soaked chia seeds, rice, barley, oats, potatoes, cooked fruits like cooked apple, and softer veg like peppers, aubergine and onions as being just as important as broccoli. And cook them rather than just having raw stuff. Salad is mainly water and isn't helpful here. Your healthy fats are also going to be hugely important for skin texture as they help with elasticity and holding in that moisture. Oily skin is actually a sign of the skin barrier trying to protect itself by producing more oil when it's been overstripped through harsh washing or essential fat levels being low. Add a really good peppery extra virgin olive oil when serving meals, sprinkle over nuts and seeds, and enjoy avocados, eggs with their yolks, not just egg whites, and oily fish regularly too. Probiotic-rich foods like fermented vegetables can be helpful for some, but add these in gently and see how your gut reacts. If they make you super gassy, you actually don't need more bacteria in there, you need less, which is a really common issue for many people that they don't realise. And whilst we're on that train of thought, what do we not want to be doing if our goal is gorgeously glowing skin? Excess sugar and refined carbs like those that we'll find in processed snacks, white bread, sweets, protein bars and sweetened protein powders will cause a process called glycation that breaks down collagen, compromising the skin structure. Ultra-processed foods and fried foods will also trigger inflammation, which can alter the gut microbiome, create puffiness, redness and also damage collagen. Instead of those, why not make a mix of nuts, seeds and very dark chocolate pieces to snack on? Or have some really great whole grain crackers with hummus or cottage cheese or a boiled egg. Switch fried foods for air fried, or roast without oil and add extra virgin olive oil to serve instead, or pesto or a lovely tahini dressing. Alcohol and caffeine will dehydrate the skin, making it look tired and dull, whilst also impacting our blood sugar regulation, making us more likely to choose those refined sugars and carby foods that we wanted to avoid. And this is where matcha slots in. Switch your coffee for matcha. You don't impact your blood sugar in the same way. You get gentle, sustained stimulation, and it's hugely rich in antioxidants that improve skin clarity and texture, as well as preventing it from aging. Pick a really vibrantly green, organic, ceremonial matcha for maximum benefits and great taste. Just make sure not to add dairy to it, as that would mean that we can't use the antioxidants properly. A pure nut or soy milk would be ideal. No barista versions because they have added inflammatory oils to them, and no rice or oat milk as those are just sugar water. In terms of alcohol, you could switch a sugary or sweetener-laden mixer like tonic water to a naturally infused sparkling water with fresh lemon or grapefruit. You've taken out the extra sugar and added vitamin C. Or make a mocktail with a botanical spirit replacement, your infused sparkling water, citrus and a splash of raw apple cider vinegar. Again, great vitamin C, no alcohol, more hydration, and now you've added in some digestion supporting probiotics from the vinegar. Hopefully that's a few ideas to get you started, and the great thing is you don't have to do them all. Pick a couple at a time and rotate between them. Your skin will absolutely glow in thanks.